Hello. Welcome, gamers. It is in fact Monday. As you can see right there, it is Monday, July 14th. I don't know why I'm talking like this. Hello. Anyway, welcome Duck, welcome Stream Elements, welcome Deffins and Chicken Coop Enjoyer and Lastabaka and Koku and Panis and Apolin and Nutritious. Everyone's here. You may be like, Wolfie, what is this creature? What the heck is this? I don't know. I just don't know. You know, I'm out of ideas. You can only draw like so much stuff, you know? You start just making stuff up. But this is a very nice looking background though. Right? Wouldn't this be a nice place to visit? It looks like a place where you could do fishing. They got mountains, they got trees, they got water. What is this? No, Apolin, I'm not playing that game. This is Lower Lake Fucine, Italy. Oh, very nice. This is possibly maybe my favorite background that they've generated. And by generated, I mean... it's not really generated. What's it called? The random gacha that they pulled. This is one of the best ones. I may even want to save this one. How do I save these? Can I click on this and like find the original image? Can I save this? Copy link, is that what I want? This is so nice looking. How do I paste? Paste and go. No. I would like to paste and go. Oh, is this spoilers? That's the next ones? Alright, whatever, it's fine. We're doing some game development today. It is quite hot today. I didn't notice until just now how hot it was. What is the weather? It's rain. You're telling me it's rain? AccuWeather. Hold on. This was a sponsored advertisement. I just wanted to search weather. Tell me it's 84 Fahrenheit. It's crazy. What is this? A flood watch. It's gonna flood soon. It's pretty hot. 75% humidity. Wind is pretty, is that low? I don't know, that seems kind of low. Anyway, we're doing game development. Let's open up Godot. I'm gonna show everyone what I did last time. Not too much, honestly. I still don't know, like, what this fishing game is going to be. I'm kind of lost. I don't know what to do now. I don't have, like, a clear direction. And that's, like, the last thing you want for a game. It's just like I'm just trying things. You know, that's life. Similar to life, sometimes we are just out here trying things. So last time I streamed this was on Friday. And this one, it was me figuring out how to get the fishing line to be above the water. And I got something that like sort of works. I would not say that it works particularly well, but it does mostly keep the rope like is mostly at the top. You may notice there's an arrow now. You're like, what is that arrow? It's pointing. Sometimes it's red, sometimes it's not red. Look, it's not red. This is the water level indicator. So if I go through how I did this specifically, I can unhide this depth raycast, right? Check this out. As you cast, you're going to notice many of these arrows. Some of them are outdated because they've gotten removed. Basically what this is that this will detect how far underwater it is. And then it will use a formula that calculates acceleration based on the depth. So the farther down you are in the water, the more you're going to accelerate upward. And that's, you know, that's basically it. I've seen many equations online. They've all used something related to depth. The way this is done, I've created a raycast 2D node. It starts like 20 pixels above the point, and then it goes down. and then it'll return the depth based on this distance, right? This from between this one and the top of the water, that's what gets reported. So if this thing is more than 20 units below the water, it'll be the same as if it was 20. Now, that was because I noticed sometimes if you have the depth be too high, it starts accelerating too much and it becomes unstable. But this kind of works in some ways. And if you hide this, it looks alright. Sometimes though it doesn't work so well. I've yet to find an example. But if we take a look at this specifically, we have a depth raycast is right here. And then I've also updated the bobber. The bobber also has a raycast. So you'll notice this one is a little bit different. It actually goes a little bit past the point. You compare the rope point, it stops directly at the XY coordinate. But then with the bobber specifically, it goes a bit more. Now this will allow it to have a negative depth. Because if you take a look specifically at this thing, as you cast the thing in the water, if I don't have this, sometimes what happens is that this thing will not stop. It'll just keep going back and forth. Like let's say I change this back, right? This has a depth of 23. If I change this back to 20, and then I go here, and then I cast it, it's very unstable. It'll keep going up and down. Okay, it didn't happen that time. Oh no, it does happen. See, it'll keep bobbing up and down. It'll like, the issue is that it reaches the point where it's not in contact with the water, and then gravity kicks in, and since gravity is higher than whatever force is pushing this down, it like keeps going down and then goes back up. But then if you have this thing slightly farther, this will still report a collision, and then it'll be like in the water, but then it'll have negative depth. It's actually like, it can be up to 3 pixels above the water, and it'll still report it as being affected by the physics. This is so interesting, right? Everyone is like, whoa, Wolfie, that's so cool. You're so cool, Wolfie. Whoa, that's crazy. I just noticed this thing's been blocking my face this whole time. But that's it. That's basically all I've done. Now, as far as what I'm doing today, I just don't know. What if I just totally scrap this game and just start something new? Right? There's literally nothing to go on. It's a cool concept, but there's no actual gameplay. Now, I could maybe start working on like a background, you know, have some decoration so it's not just some gray void that I'm living in. A fish, that's too complicated. You can't have a fishing game with the fish. That's crazy. That literally doesn't make any sense. Why would someone have a fish? I think I need to make a background though, because it is kind of like boring to look at. Say nothing going on. I could probably also just reuse some sprites from Vacuous Sugar Quest. It's like fishing in Nier, is it though? What is the fishing like in Nier? Does it have physics? Do they have a physically accurate rope? Also, okay, so one issue with this thing though is that sometimes when it's above water, the rope pulls it toward us a little bit. Now this one was very subtle, but sometimes if you cast it like not that far, like here for example, it landed here, but now it's like it's being pulled all the way here. That's pretty extreme in my opinion. I think that they could have not done that, and that would have been cooler. I don't really know specifically how to avoid that. I'm sure I could code in some things and then it'll be like, whoa, look, it's working now. But yeah, I think maybe I'll do some art today. I don't really know. Let's open up the classic Sprite. Good old Sprite. Am I right, guys? So true. So true, Wolfie. Alright, we got the player sprite. Welcome, Hemp. And then what? And then there's nothing even. Well, we would like to make a new thing for this. Also, I've not posted that I'm going live on Twitter, so I should probably do that. However, I feel like the Twitter posts don't do anything. I don't know that anyone actually clicks on them. I feel like every time I post, people like them, and then no one actually that liked it actually shows up to the stream. So I might just stop posting that I'm going live on Twitter, because it is a bit of effort. It takes like 3 minutes of time. Time that I could be using doing other stuff. It does add up. I will still post. Sorry, not post. I will still draw things every day. But I don't think I'll be posting that I'm going live. Because like that stuff's already on Discord, right? Things like that are literally already there. I like them and show up. Yeah, but you show up even without the post, right? Because you already know that I'm streaming. Welcome Zeb, welcome Hamflo. I showed up to the stream from the non-existent Twitter post. No, you showed up from, I don't know, something else. From Twitch. I find that people who like and see go live posts on Twitter already know the schedule and tune in when possible. Exactly. No, that's not true. A lot of people that I've never seen. Actually, I think most people that like the going live tweets never actually tune in, or they're lurking. I don't know. I think one issue is that when I scroll through my Twitter timeline, all it is going live tweets. I feel like it's kind of boring. It's like, oh, I could have some other stuff. I mean, I'm not going to be posting other stuff, but like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll post like a monthly like collage of the drawings that I didn't post. I'll just be like, here's the past 30 days of drawings. I'll just be going live. I don't know. Anyway. Why does nobody post going dead tweets? Because that would be depressing. I think that would be, you don't want to see that stuff. Because then you'd be worried. You're like, what the heck? What do you mean? What do you mean they're going dead? That would be concerning. You don't want that. Oh, whatever. But also, the schedule though, on Friday I may be starting a game jam. Not my own game jam. I mean, like, there is a game jam that is happening. It's the Kenny game jam. I talked about this I think last week. There's a game jam that starts on Friday afternoon, specifically at noon Eastern time. It goes from Friday noon to Sunday at noon. If I can come up with an idea for a game based on the theme, I might participate. We don't actually know the theme until Friday. But the game jam basically is to make a game using only these assets. Things provided by these two game kits. Now these ones are 3D. I don't think I'll be doing that because I don't really know 3D game dev. But then they have, you know, they have two-dimensional ones, such as these, and there's a lot of stuff to go with. You got input prompts, you got pixel things, stuff like that. Welcome, Slime Molder. There's like, you know, they got bricks, they've gotten cursors, a lot of stuff that you could use, perhaps. This one looks pretty nice. You can make UI with buttons. So I've never participated in a game jam before. And trying to get a game out in like 2 days is maybe like a bit much, but I could try. And then if I do have an idea, Saturday will be possibly game dev instead of Variety Saturday. Because, you know, 5 hours, that's a good amount of time to work on a game. I don't know. What is the creature? I don't know. I'm just making stuff up at this point. We literally don't even know anymore. No one can even explain things to us. But you know, a lot of stuff. So maybe I will participate. Anyway, but that's gonna be Friday. And until then, I guess I'll continue working on this thing. Alright, so what can we do specifically? I could make some graphics. Perhaps. Perhaps make some tiles. Perhaps I can set the... Oh, also one thing that I changed here, I got rid of the water physics library that I was using. So I don't think I actually need it. I think Classic Caramel posted like a system of equations or something that seems pretty decent. And I ended up switching to that. And for the most part, it works pretty well. It removes an extra dependency that I don't need, and also it's a bit easier to understand. But I don't know. Today's creature. Yeah, what's the creature on the menu? We don't even know. What do you think this is? It's like a rat? It's like a... what even... I don't even know. Like an elephant? A rat elephant, perhaps? It does have dog-like features. That is true. But maybe we were never meant to know. You know, a lot of people, they think they know things, but they don't. I also don't... Is that a transparent rat? Is that allowed? It's like blurred and transparent. Is that normal? I don't know. But anyway, okay, we're gonna make something, okay? We're gonna save this thing somewhere. Where do I put this? Scenes, tiles. Tiles.asprite. Okay. And then specifically, what do I do? Well, we can open up our previous thing. And I could just copy this. Or I could, instead of just copying this, I could also not copy it. I could simply not copy it. But what if I did? What if I simply just copy this? And then everything is gonna be good, right? Look at this. Whoa. That's the grass from Vacuous Sugar Quest. Alright, then we can have some water as well. Water, we might use this blue color for the water, you know? Perhaps... Actually, when things have water in games, do they usually have things on the side? Let me check. Platformer. 2D. Pixel platformer. 2D. Water. Water. Oh, that's pretty good. Look at those clouds. This looks quite good. Got this stuff. That stuff. Alright, whatever. It's going to be, perhaps, this blue, this color of blue. Maybe. And then we could have one thing lower. Okay, this is the lower blue. And then the blue that is above is going to be, it's going to have like a white, perhaps, maybe like a this color outline at the top. Right, because, you know, you gotta have the surface, right? The surface is literally right there. You could also perhaps have some waves. Maybe. I don't know. We don't really know. Okay, maybe this is fine for now. Okay, so we got tiles. Let's save this. Let's go back into the game. And then I think to make this thing work nicer, we could add our trusty, the other plugin that we had last time. Good old Better Terrain 2D. see, let's check it out. Terrain, what's it called? Better terrain. Better terrain. Better space terrain. Better space terrain. Alright. They got add-ons, they got editor stuff, they got the plugin. Let's install it. You gotta go enable the settings, of course. Click that button. Up, it restarted itself. Typically they ask you to restart it and then you gotta do it manually. This thing just did it for me. Okay, so it should be enabled now. And now we can replace this ugly temporary texture with real texture. Let's make, okay, scenes. Is this really a scene though? Where do people usually put their tile sets in? This is a question about like organization of directories. Scenes. Let's do create new folder. Tiles. It's not really a scene. It doesn't really make sense for it to be in the tiles. Whatever, we'll put this here. It's in the tiles directory. And then we will create a new thing. It's going to be a tile map layer. Alright, now we have a tile map layer. And what we do here specifically, we go to tiles. Go to tiles.asprite, we import it as a texture. Now last time when I worked on Vacuous Sugar Quest, I used a different functionality of Asprites, which was the tile map layers, or whatever it was called. I find that it was not good, so I've learned from my mistakes. I will not be using that again. Instead, I will be importing Asprite texture. Okay, so sheet type packed, sheet columns 12. How many is this? It's like 12. It's like 20. Sheet columns 20. I don't actually know how this works. Imported resources currently loaded. Okay, I don't know what that means specifically. Okay, we got tile map layer. And then you make a new tile set. And then in the tile set, you gotta set the tile size to be 8. You gotta change the texture. How do I actually change the texture? You go to tile set. And then you gotta add this thing, right? Yes. Alright, so this is here now. It's literally for real. For real, for real. And then you go to your physics layers. You add a new layer. This layer will be the ground layer, the terrain layer. And you gotta choose which one of these has the terrain physics layer. This one is a little bit more complicated because we're using a dual grid system. So I don't remember how I did it in the previous one. I should probably check how I did this in Vacuous Sugar Quest. I had it at the top left. Is that true? Project. Quit to project list. This is what everyone is here for. Whoa, Vacuous Sugar Quest. What if this was the only game I ever made? If I just, like, in my next game is literally like Vacuous Sugar Quest 2. And then Vacuous Sugar Quest 3. And then Vacuous Sugar Quest Pico 8 demake. And then Game Boy version of Vacuous Sugar Quest. Okay, so we got the, we have the background tile. Foreground. Alright, so with the tile map specifically, the tile set, you want to check the physics layers. Physics layer 0. Now, how did I do this specifically? Welcome, Newington. So this one appears that I chose, what is this one? If it's on the bottom right. Is that true? Is that true? If it's on the bottom right, then that's where the terrain is. Take a look at this one. This one does not count as dirt. This one does. This one also does. So I'm assuming if it's in the bottom right quadrant, that is in fact dirt. The same thing for this one. Okay, so now I know. And then you gotta set the neighboring tiles to be relative to this. Let's reload the other project. It's on the bottom right. You gotta remember that. Sometimes people forget. They don't even realize. It must be on the bottom right corner. Now this probably makes sense to none of you. You're probably like, I don't know what he's talking about. That's fine. Welcome, What's Butts. Hope your Monday is good. Okay, so if it is on the bottom right, then that is when you set the value, right? You go to paint, you go to property, go to physics layer, and then you take a look at this. Welcome, Zoe. This may be true, but also sometimes you forget time exists. Welcome, Low Efforts. He's responding to things that he wasn't even here to hear the context for. Alright, bottom right, bottom right. This one is here, that one is here, this one is here. And also this one is here. And also that one. But everything else is not. But you must also remember to offset things. So these ones, you gotta have rendering, right? Rendering texture origin, was it 8 or -8? I think it was -8. Or it might have been 8, I don't know. We'll find out when we draw it. Okay, we got paint, we got terrain. Okay, this is where you set up the other stuff. We're gonna have a new terrain. This is going to be dirt. A dirt color. Let's make that like red or something. I don't know. I don't really even know. There. Okay, then you choose the tiles that should be considered dirt. As we all know, it's the ones on the bottom right. This one, that one, this one, all of these ones, and that one, and this one. And then you choose the neighboring tiles. You're like, okay, but then the rest of them, you gotta say the rest of them are decoration. Welcome, Solvion. Did I have issues with jittering when your character is moving? Is this like specifically in the context of like pixel art specific zoom distances or whatever? I don't know how to describe this. But yes, sometimes it does happen. If you're working with pixel art and it's really zoomed in and you're trying to get like pixel perfect movement, it does happen sometimes. There are some settings you can change. I think it's like snap transforms to vertex or something. I don't remember specifically, but there's some things you could set. This one though, this one doesn't have a camera yet. At the moment, if you walk off the screen, it doesn't follow you. So like at the moment, it's not applicable, but at some point I will have to care about that. And that's when I'm going to remember how awful it was. Do you know that's why Vacuous Sugar Quest had fixed rooms? Because I originally considered having larger rooms that did not fit on the camera. But the scrolling was so bad, I was like, I don't want to figure this out. I'm just going to restrain these rooms to be only 1 wide. Not 1 wide, what am I saying? Fixed camera width. And now you know. Put that in the video facts. It's like, oh shoot, things that you might not have known about Vacuous Sugar Quest. That the camera is fixed because he was too lazy to figure out something. I don't know. Yeah, update the wiki. Alright, so we got bottom left. You got these two. Got this one. That one. These ones, all of these are here. We got these one as well. This probably makes sense to none of you. But I understand. And that's what's important, is that I understand what's happening. And then this one. Now what that means specifically is that now we are able to draw. Why is this not working? Excuse me. Oh, why is it? What the frick? Why is it over there? Yo, is that frickin' vacuously welcome? Why is this here now? Did I like mess something up? Oh, it's because of the viewport stuff. It's like I draw it here, but since this thing is zoomed in, it actually draws it there. Yo, that's Wolfie. That's him right there. Okay. Do you know that I stole this from Vacuous Sugar Quest? Can you believe that? This guy's stealing art from another renowned indie game. It's crazy. Okay, so I need to make this into its own separate thing to make it actually editable. So do you hear that police siren outside? Actually, I wonder if my mic does pick that up. Do you hear a police siren outside? Or maybe that's a fire truck. I don't know. I can hear it. Okay, we're gonna add a new node 2D. You don't hear? Okay, it's good. Node 2D. We're gonna put everything from here into this one. We're gonna rename this to world. And then we're gonna save this one. Save branch as scene. Scenes. This one's gonna be world.scene. Welcome, Piss, who has redeemed the fishing hat. Okay, we got world.scene. Okay, here we are. And now these things should line up. What? It does not line up. Okay, because this is important. This is not working because I have selected the wrong offset. Instead of -8, it should just be 8. Okay, so now it looks good. You go back here, and then you simply just fill in. Wait, this is also wrong. Wait a second. Why is this also wrong? What did I do? It's 8. And it's also 8. But it should not be. It's not supposed to be that. Why? Why not? Guys, does anyone even know? Is anyone even aware? Does this collision even work? Doesn't even work. He's washed. He's literally washed. Now, what if we remove this thing? Is he still able to walk on the land? No, I forgot what that no was in response to. That was actually 2 minutes ago. What was that? Oh, the siren. That's a police siren. Yes, I did ask about the police siren. Well, anyway, okay, maybe it's wrong. Perhaps, actually, this thing should be... Oh, it's supposed to be 4, right? It's 4, because that's half of 8. Is that true? Did I like accidentally transform? Oh, that's what it is. This always happens. I always have this thing in the wrong place. That's why you have to lock stuff sometimes. You learned that in the previous game. You must lock the node such that you don't move it around accidentally. Okay, so this works. We have working ground. Ground texture is here now. Now we can disable this stuff. But then the water is not working. We still need to enable the water. It's here, but it exists in spirit. You can still see it. It's ghost water. It's real. Only the pure of heart can imagine it. Alright, so we got this one, right? This one here. Go back there, we add the dirt. You add the rest of it on this side. Okay, now we gotta figure out how to convert this thing into an area 2D. Is that possible? Godot tile map as area 2D. How to add area 2D to tile map? Welcome, Tiny. I'm trying to add spike tiles to my game, so when you touch them, you lose health. Wait, didn't I do that in Evacuate Sugar Quest? Collision layers and collision mask. You don't add an area 2D, you add an area 2D to your player character as a hurt box. And then you check. Okay, that's what we needed. So we don't need an area 2D. We simply just need do we need this to be a separate layer? I don't know. I just don't know. This is gonna be dirt, perhaps the dirt layer, foreground layer. Foreground layer. And then what? And then I guess I will have the water be its own layer. Let's add a new tile map layer. This is going to be water. Okay, we will also lock the water layer. Please. No, I thought it was piss. Everyone calls them piss. Does anyone even really say please anymore? Is that even real? Alright, this one should have the same thing. Also, welcome Classic Carabelle. I should save the tile set. Save this one as tiles.trez. And then you could do the same thing for this one. You just got to drag this one in. And now they're shared. Okay, and then we got to add a second thing. There's going to be a second thing. We're going to have another physics layer. And this one is going to be water. Right there. Tiny was just begging and pleading, normal and regular occurrence. Just saying please. Is that a common thing? Alright, so we have the water layer. You want to paint the separate layer. I just realized that might have seen for a longer period of time. I thought it is please, but everyone thinks the L is an I. So everyone calls them piss. I think the only person that I've seen not call them piss is ChocoJax, right? Is that true? Of all the streams that I've seen you mentioned in, I don't think ChocoJax calls you piss. I don't know. Okay, we have physics layer 1. That's there. And then we add a new thing here. This is true. Is that really the only one? Surely there's others, right? There's gotta be. Alright, we got the water tiles. Okay, these water tiles, you know for sure these are water. And then this one needs to have water below it. It's actually so simple. Okay, that's wrong. This is in fact incorrect. This does not have water below. No, this should have water below it. Why does this one not work? If there is no water below this one, is this the one? Is this what I want? It doesn't work. Wait a second. There's water below this one. Oh, this one, there's water above this one. That's not it. What the frick is this? There are others, but that's probably the only common one. I see it. You have a website for that. A website that tracks all the streamers you watch and the mention of piss on their streams. What am I doing wrong here? Does anyone know? Godot. So this one is set properly, but the bottom one is not. And then if I set this one, okay, I guess that works, but it seems incorrect to me. Why would this be? My results for that tracking would be very different than yours. Of what? The piss tracker? Is that real? Okay, what if we were to remove these two areas? Does this still work? We should also move the player to be below such that it renders later. Okay, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. Why is this? So it should have physics, but it should not collide. What's the deal here, huh? You can in fact be doing this, but it should not be treated as solid ground. How did they do this? On area 2D body shape enter. This is solved with collision layers and masks. You don't add an area 2D to the tile map. You add it to area 2D to your player character. Okay, but I would like to make it an area 2D though. Detection of individual tile maps tiles with an area 2D. How can I have a tile in a tile map with a different clickable area? Define a physics layer. Make a custom physics hitbox. Maybe I just need some code that does it. Some code that goes through the area. And there's no way to do it. Wait, they literally have the same issue. They want to add water. Not sure if signals can be connected. Right now you need an area 2D child node. Don't use area 2D with tile maps. Add separate entities for that. Write some code that replaces tiles on the tile map with scene instances. You can also get the tile under your character and test if it is water. Using a water layer can also help. You don't require to set up any signal connections. Oh, I think what I need to do is go to the player bobber. Actually, can the player walk on water? No, okay. So I need to go to the player scene. I need to go to the bobber, right? And then I need to disable the collision mask for water. Now we do need to also change a few things because this thing obviously is not working as it used to. Because this thing is not actually an area to wait. Whoa, why is this rope going through? Hold on. This works fine for this. But that's not working. What the heck? What the heck is happening? I broke a bunch of stuff. It's fine. Expected even. Actually, totally fine, probably. Maybe. Maybe it's not fine. Alright, so I think I need to write a script that goes through all the water tiles and then replaces them with area 2D that is water. I think. Maybe. Area 2Ds I found easier telling the kinematic body entered. Really makes you think. Really causes you to consider life. How can I detect area 2D with tile map? Use on body entered. Tile map is considered a body. Oh, is that what I want? Hold on. You can go to bobber and then go to water check. And then you gotta connect on body entered to the same thing, right? This is it, I believe. Maybe. Yes. Oh, that's what I have to do. Okay, you connect this one. Water check body entered. And then on water check body exited. And then you do the same thing here. On enter is in water is true. On exit is in water is false. You could probably have these be the same function. But that's fine. You don't necessarily need to. Alright, and then there's like something else that we needed to check here. There's like a thing here. What is it called? Collision shape. There's a thing that allows us to detect collisions with... Oh no, it was depth raycast, right? It was collide with bodies. True. And then I think the same thing needs to be done for floatable rope point. Collide with bodies. Okay, does this work? Oh shoot, okay. It does sort of work. That's cool. Alright, so we got the floating rope, we got the water. We got the bobber is there. Very cool. We can now disable the debug thing on the rope. Where was it? Rope? There was like a debug here somewhere. Where was it? Render debug, false. Yo. Whoa, look at this. It's crazy. Bobber is there. Is that one puzzle game? No, you're thinking of Bobber is You. That's a totally different game. Bobber is You. What is this? Why is it doing that? What is that? See, why is this going below though? Why is this going below? That did not happen with the other thing. Why is that? Why is it doing that? What is this? What is this? What are they doing? Oh, is this because there's like a thing in Godot where every tile is considered its own collider. They don't actually combine. So then if it's like right on the edge of a tile, I believe this is right at the edge of a tile. So it goes below because there may be a tile that starts here. And then in Vacuous Sugar Quest specifically, I had like custom code which would walk through every tile and combine them. I think I probably need something like that in this one. They did fix this in the latest version of Godot, but that has not been released yet. It's still in development. Godot 4.5, I believe. So when this comes out, I don't need custom things for this. I mean, I could also try out the dev version. I don't know if I want to though. I could. Or I could simply look for a plugin that does it for me. Godot tile map combiner, tile map merger, merge multiple tile maps. Is that what I wanted? Tile map collision combiner. Merge collision shapes into one big rectangle. Yeah, what this guy's code. Is there like a plugin that does this? Do I simply copy this code? Tile set collision shape merging. It's a bug with tile map collisions from 2 years ago. Can you believe this has existed for 2 years and they have not fixed it? I guess they have fixed it, but it has not yet been released. SMH my head. Yeah, there's a collision at the crack of 2 tiles. And then what? Someone has a plugin that fixes this. Godot tile map poly collision baker. Is this the plugin? Bake shapes. 11 months ago though? That's so long ago. What if I search the Godot asset library? Tile map collision. Oh wait. Tile map collider generator. Is this the one? Can you view the files, please? It opens up in Chrome. It's not even my default browser. Alright, tile map collider generator. This one was last year. But this appears to be what I want. There's a button that does it. But what if I forget to do it? That's the thing. I might forget to do it. Tile map node path. Really makes you think. Missing execute button. Updated the plugin to work with 4.4. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of things to think about. Maybe I should just update. Have I considered just updating to the newest version? I think the issue with updating to the latest version though is that if I open a previous project in a newer version, it's going to update to the new version. And there might be bugs. So if I ever need to update Vacuous Sugar Quest, it will update to the latest Godot. And there may be incompatibilities. Alright, you know, whatever. I'm not going to update. Not going to be updating Vacuous Sugar Quest anytime. We can commit what we have right now, though. What we change. A lot of stuff. Why does this keep getting created though? Rope sim bin. What the heck? It created a debug Windows template with the tilde at the front of it. Should I ignore this? No constant updates, dead game. Yeah. Literally no one is playing it anymore. People used to be speedrunning it, but now no new world records. Everyone's done with it. Alright, well, let's commit this. Git add add-ons better terrain. It seems got better terrain. We got the packed string array. Add tiles for ground, for dirt and water. Alright, now we update Godot. Exciting. Let's open up Chocolatey. Allow it to make changes to my device. Alright, Godot. There's an update available, bro. Oh, they don't have the dev versions. Do they have Godot dev? Development Godot. Godot game engine parentheses M. Mono, I don't need that. I guess I need to update it. I need to install it manually then. Godot engine. Experimental releases. 4.5 beta 3. Let's download this one. Let's download Windows. Supported platforms, Windows standard. It's downloading. It's going. It's literally going. I'm gonna drink water though. It is 6 p.m. All right, let's open this up. Let's does this have an installer? Is this is the actual program itself? Sure, let's extract all. Where do I put this? In my documents folder? Ain't no way. Godot? Bin? What if I make a new bin direct? No, this is gonna synchronize to my Mac as well. Documents. Where do people normally install things on Windows? Program files? Program files or program files x86? What's the meta? Is program files for like 64-bit things? Okay, so this is for like legacy stuff. Program files, must make a Godot directory. You can also just dump it. Yeah, but I want to put it somewhere that makes sense, you know? New folder. Continue. Godot. Alright, select this folder, extract it to program files Godot. You need administrator permission. Do I not want to? Do I just want to put it in my document? Whatever, you know, whatever. Oh, come on, what? Alright. Because we're copying two things over. So now we got Godot 4.5 beta. Oh, what the frick? An unrecognized app? This is from the official source, though. Don't people normally have okay times with this one? Properties, open, more info, run. Oh no, this is the wrong folder. Windows, am I right, guys? Windows. More info. Run anyway. Publisher NL. What the frick? NL wrote this? Nord Holland Uitgeest. Prehensile. Is this real? Is this like the real thing? What is this? Did I download a virus? Who are these people? Okay, they are Netherlands-based Godot game engine studio and consultancy company. Prehensile Tales BV. The non-profit is located in the Northern Line, the Netherlands. Alright, I'm going to assume it's fine. Is this real? It's from the real website. I literally went to godotengine.org. If this is a virus, then you can watch me install a virus. Okay, it appears to be real. Alright, this project was last edited in Godot 4.4. Opening will change it to Godot 4.5. Yes. It's fine. I'm sure there's going to be no issues whatsoever. That everything will magically just work as they always do when installing beta programs. It's fine. It's beta 3. You know, if this was beta 1, you could have concerns. But it's literally the 3rd beta, okay? If it was like a dev version, you might be concerned. This is beta 3, okay? Nothing is gonna go wrong. I think, okay, because I opened this originally in previous versions of Godot, I think there is a setting that I need to change. If you go to the foreground layer, there is like something here, right? Physics tiles, how do I set this? Tile set, terrain sets, custom data, hold on. Godot 4.5 tile map collision. I believe there's a setting that is not on by default. Tile map collision baker. Godot 4.5 dev. It was in the first dev update, right? Can we read the article for this one? This one? View changelog? No. Read more. Tile map. Okay, here's what it was. So there should be a setting that'll correctly bake the tile map layers. But where do we enable that? Is it because do I need to redraw it? Is that what it is? Oh, physics. Okay, you go to physics. Physics quadrant size. And you set that to 100. Is this what I want? Let's see. Within a physics quadrant, cells with similar physics properties are grouped together and their collision shapes get merged. Physics quadrant size defines the length of a square side. Okay, so if you have like a 16 by 16 square thing, those things get grouped together. And they set this to be a lot. We can force show it to see what it looks like. Oh, I see. I understand. So if we make it like 100, then everything is in 3 things. And then you do the same thing for water, right? You go to physics. Where was it? Physics. Force show. Oh, see, this is why it was like that. Because this thing combined them, but then these things are separate. Welcome, Tiff. Hope you're doing well. This is why, when you see this, there is... Wait, that's not what I expected. Wait a second. Yeah, see, do you see that right there? When it moved between this thing and this thing, it got stuck. You see that? It's because of this. If I set this to like 100, then it should be better, I think. Nope, never mind. It is for some reason not better. I was told that this would be better. It's actually worse. Then what do I do? What do I do then? I don't know. I'm sure it's fine. Maybe it's in the rope settings. Maybe there's something on the rope. What if we render debug on the rope? Let me take a look at what is being collided with. So these are the collisions. Okay, so it's like this thing is there and then it goes there. Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? Oh, is it because it's a physics body rather than an area 2D? This thing used to be an area 2D, but now it's a tile map, another thing. Welcome, Chocojacks. Hope your Monday is going well. Choco, have you been playing Horse Game off stream? Show Monday. Yeah, are you gonna reroll? I'm not gonna play until that new meta card comes out, and then I'm like, when that card comes out, I'm gonna start rolling, and everything's gonna be good. Okay, what if we did this? I'm not gonna reroll because I hope my friends get it. Yeah, but then like what if you get it? What if you get the meta card? You actually need like 3 copies of it at least for it to be good. But that's fine. Okay, I think I fixed it. We just had to remove the water collision mask from the fishing line. I played for a tiny bit yesterday and the day before. I don't have the attention span for it. That's why you skip through all the dialogue. Imagine actually reading. That's crazy. Horse game. So true. Literally everyone is out there playing horse game. Just horsing around. What are they doing, man? It's working. It works pretty well. I think the issue that I have though is that what is the issue I have? I don't know. It's fine. If you skip all the dialogue, you're missing out on all the cute antics. It's a dilemma. You can just look at the art. They can be happy. You could just imagine them being happy instead of knowing why. Oh, they seem happy. I wonder why. I guess I'll never know. And then they win the race and you're like, whoa, how did they do it? I don't know. Anyway, this kind of works. That's good. Good to know. Let's commit this. Render okay, we don't need to render debug anymore. Turn off that render debug. The worst part is that I want to skip the races. Yeah, if I were playing it off stream, I would skip everything. I would skip the races even. You just see number go up. That's all that really matters. It is true for the end runners like Goldship. She does run pretty slow at the beginning. It is quite true. I'm having the races run if I'm doing something. But then if you're not looking at it, why don't you just skip it though? Why even have them run at all? That's the question. I just don't know. It's a fun moving wallpaper. That is true. There's many things, you know, you glance over and you're like, oh, they seem to be doing pretty well. I guess it's like watching a stream. You know, sometimes you have a stream in the background, you check in and they're like, oh, look, they're winning or whatever. You could do the same thing with horses. It's true, exactly. It's literally the same thing. Why not skip the whole game? But then you're missing out on the numbers going up. You're missing out on like the stat bonuses. You're missing out on like, you know, the seeing five friends in the same training facility. All with rainbow. Wouldn't that be so cool? I couldn't even have the Arknight's Annihilation clears open in the background. I don't know anything about Arknights. What even is Arknights? What's even the deal with the knights that arc? Alright, so we are underwater. We should not be underwater. But this works though. It works. Let's commit this. Git status. Update to Godot 4.5 beta, what was it? Beta 1? What was it called? 4.5. This looks like a different website from the one I downloaded from. Wait a second. Where was the, it was on the front page. I clicked on this, that's why. 4.5-beta 3. Okay. Alright, well, good to know that they fixed it in the new Godot version. It's always good to hear. I think we need to add like a sky background, because otherwise it's a bit boring. Let's go to new. What is the size of this one? It's like 320 by 180, perhaps. We will upload this one. Save as. It's not really in tiles. What is it? Background. It's not even a scene. I have it in the scenes folder, but it's not even a scene. Background. Sky. Background.asprite. Alright, what color? What if we just copy the sky from Vacuous Sugar Quest? What if I literally copy everything from Vacuous Sugar Quest? Yeah, this one. Even the mountain? What if this game canonically takes place in the Vacuous Sugar Quest universe? Have we considered this? Sky layer. Mountains layer. New layer. Mountain. New layer. Clouds. Clouds. Hey, wait, that's not even... It doesn't even line up. Is this a different width? Layer properties. What is it? Sprite properties? 360 by 300. Sprite properties. Oh, I did 320. Okay, sprite size 360. Wait, it saved? What? Oh, it stretched everything. That's not what I want. Why would they do that? Alright, so we got sky. Sky, yo, sky, like Seiyun Sky from Uma Musume. It's crazy. He's too Uma pilled. What is this? This one is sky. This one is now mountain. Well, if he said it, Seiyun Sky. What? Were you trying to remember the horse name? Or were you thinking, when you saw Sky, you were like, oh, can't wait for him to say the horse name that has Sky in it. Mountains. Mountains, plural. Background, clouds. Put the clouds here. Alright, so we have background. I will wait for him to say the horse name. True. Can't wait for him to say it. So true, though. So true. Okay, so we have background. Background.asprite. Import this as sprite texture split by layer. We import. Okay, so now we have 3 textures. You simply have to go here. You add a node 2D. This is going to be background. And then you gotta add a parallax 2D, a parallax 2 dimension. And have a sprite 2D. And then this one is going to be the sky texture. Right there. And then you also make sure that you don't center it. Call that one sky. Add a new parallax. This one's going to be mountain. Mountains. another node, sprite 2D. And then you put the mountains in there. And you must make sure that you also don't center. It's very important. Sometimes people don't remember this. They just don't know. And then you add clouds. Parallax 2D. Now it should be behind the mountains. Clouds. What if instead of clouds it was clowns? Am I right, guys? Imagine you looked up at the sky. You're like, oh, that clown looks like a cloud. Wouldn't that be crazy? I bought myself a new capture card during Prime Day because my last one was dying. Which one did you get? Which one did you have? Was it not an Elgato? Elgato HD 60 Plus? Whatever. I'm going to skip this song. Alright, you can have this one automatically move. Right, there's some settings. Auto scroll 3 pixels, no, 1 pixel per second. 3 pixels per second. You also need repeat times. Wait, it's not moving. Why isn't it moving? 2. What if it was like 10? 10 pixels per second. It's not moving. You had the 60S Plus and bought the 60X? I didn't even know that existed. What's wrong with the S Plus? It worked pretty well for me. Scroll. Oh, the scroll scale. Is that what I wanted? Scroll scale. Scroll offset. Auto scroll. What am I doing wrong? That one is the next upgrade replacement. What's better about it? Yeah, S Plus works for me. I didn't even know this one existed. It looks so different. What is this? 179 Nitro. 1 month of Discord Nitro. Discord's always trying to push Nitro on us. If you're not subscribed to Nitro, they're always like, hey, there's literally a promo going on right now. It's like, hey, you can pay for 1 month of Nitro and you get 2 of them. Whoa, it's great. I'm still not buying it. It's not worth it for me. Stop working after 2 hours. It wouldn't work under Windows either. Dang. It's crazy. What's better about it though? Oh, is it the HD? Is the 4K HDR10? Is it the unlimited capture, whatever that means? Is it the instant game view, whatever that means? You need next level gear to stream or record all that graphic goodness. You need it. You literally need it right now. Is that Baja Blast? Well, what is this? Can you name any of these companies? That's Facebook. That's Microsoft Teams. That's Windows. That's PlayStation. That's Zoom. I don't know what this is. That's OBS. That's Twitch. That's YouTube. I don't know what this is. It's probably not Skype. A duck of some kind. I don't know what this is. I don't know what these are. I want something that is likely to work. I fell for the brand loyalty scam. Well, now you know. I mean, as long as it works, right? And that you have the money to pay for it. Well, well, well. What if I change the water to have transparency? Default monitor icon, it's StreamYard. What the heck? What is that? StreamYard? StreamYard is a professional live streaming and recording studio in your browser. Why the duck though? StreamYard. Does anyone recognize these people? Guests. Does anyone know Gary? Gary Vaynerchuk? Trusted by the United Nations? What the heck, dude? You're telling me Disney? This is the thing that scans all your GitHub dependencies and tell you that there's vulnerabilities. Morning Brew, Google, StreamYard. This is literally the first time I've heard of this. That is such a bad quality. Are you telling me that they can turn this into this with AI? Well, I use DigitalOcean. They're gonna require me to upgrade Kubernetes in the next 30 days. Or else they'll do it for me and break everything. Water. Okay, we're gonna change the visibility to be not so visible. Going from degraded quality to upgraded quality is easier to get data for. What the? Degraded. Oh shoot, look at that. You got slight transparency. I think what I need to add is like a splash effect. When something hits the water, it should be like poosh, and then there's like a little thing that indicates that it's there. Wouldn't that be cool? I think I should also lower this thing a little bit. Do you hear the ice cream truck outside? Okay, we have this one. Move this one down. You could also remove this one. Degrade all the good footage you have, then train a model to reproduce the original footage. I think that's messed up. Why would you be doing that? It's crazy. This looks pretty good, right? I don't know why the clouds aren't moving though. What's the deal with these clouds? Do you hear the ice cream truck? Clouds. I do have auto scroll, but it's not working. Why not? Do I need scroll scale? 50? Scroll scale 50? Doesn't work. Godot parallax 2D auto scroll. Your capture card was seriously borked. Do you like return it? Were they like, here's what's wrong with it. Here's a thing that is wrong. Parallax auto scroll is not scrolling at all. You need to set a repeat size in the parallax 2D to start the auto. Oh, oh shoot. Okay. It's like 360. That's what it is. Repeat times 1. Ah, that's what it is. Okay. Don't worry, guys. I figured it out. You thought I could not figure it out, but I did. That's a bit fast, though. Let's have a go at -5 pixels per second. Whoa. That looks pretty good. Wow. I bought it in 2021, so it would be a bit too much. A bit too much what? Broken? Expensive, perhaps? Oh, a bit too much to return. Well, I mean, if it's like malfunctioned, I would think maybe... Oh, well, I don't know. They do have like a policy on how long you can return it. They got the warranty. It's like 1 year or something. I guess that makes sense. Actually, when I first bought my capture card, I bought the HD60S, but not Plus, thinking that it was probably fine. But then I read that that has issues with Mac specifically. And then everyone was like, hey, actually, if you stream with this thing, over time it gets slower and slower because they're actually doing like hardware encoding, or like software, they're doing like CPU encoding manually for some reason. But then if you get the 60S Plus, it's treated as just like a webcam or whatever. And it works much smoother. So then I had to like, I didn't even open it. I ordered it and then it got here. And then I was like, wait, I bought the wrong thing. And then I returned it. And then I bought the new one. And it's been working pretty good so far. Pretty well, you might even say. Just like this game. This game is in fact working pretty well. I think there shouldn't be grass on the bottom of this, right? Does that make sense? You know, there's not supposed to be grass at the bottom. I did research whether the drivers would work with Linux and Windows. Does the HD60S not Plus not work with Linux? They do UVC, so they work. Yeah, well, the S Plus does. The non Plus, I think, has its own thing. The non Plus shouldn't work or shouldn't have an issue. I just don't know. Shouldn't, yeah, it did not work. I don't know what they're doing with the non-plus, but I was nonplussed. Am I right, guys? What does that word mean? True, I was in fact nonplussed. I was in fact nonplussed by the HD60S non-plus. To be unimpressed with something. You might be like, non-plus, isn't that just a minus? No, because it could be neutral. 0 does not have a plus, but it is also non-negative. Non-plussed. That's when you go to an Indian food restaurant and you they ask you if you would like naan with that, and you're like, yeah, call me call me nonplussed the way I added naan to my order. Exactly. Bewildered and unfazed seem like antonyms. Bewildered. That is true. I feel like when I think of nonplussed, I usually think of this. But I mean, this and this is also the same thing. What's going on with nonplussed? There's a new sense of nonplussed that people have been using. It's raining. You might hear the rain outside. Perhaps. Oh, what the heck? What is this thing? Guinea pig with glasses. It can't even read, bro. What's it doing? Welcome, Mint. Hope you're doing well. The guinea pig can't even read. It's crazy. What do they think they're doing? Alright, well, this works pretty well. Caught up on City? I don't even know what that is. Oh no, that's the Nichijou guy, right? I'm not watching that. I've actually not watched anime in years. Besides Bocchi the Rock. That's the only anime I've watched that's been released in the past 5 years, probably. But I'm sure I've seen some clips of it. Of City. on Twitter. It seems pretty wacky. It's well animated. It looked pretty good from what I've seen. If I were to still be watching anime, I would probably watch it. I don't even really know what's airing this season. What is it? What's the Annie chart? What is that, the website? I did want to ask if there's anything I want to watch again. I don't know. Oh yeah, if there was anything, I would probably watch Uma Musume. Now that I know some of the characters from the game, I would probably watch the anime. Also, you know what I've been seeing videos, clips of on YouTube? Or not YouTube, Twitter. Is that one anime about like rocks and geology or something? It's like someone who was like a live 2D artist who actually draws like gemstones in his free time. Bochi the Rock. There's City. Steven Universe? No, that's a different thing. I don't know. I didn't even know most of these, it's this one. I didn't know most of these existed. I've never seen like any. What the? Is this Euro Camp? But different. Companion Stock. I've never seen the original. So I don't know. Man, there's like a lot of anime, huh? I think I saw a clip of this one. Isn't this one, this is like Sally Amaki is the voice actor of this one? Mono? Which one's Mono? Mono is good. I don't even see it. Oh, Mono the artist. Okay, your camp. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I did not watch that. So Turkey. Oh, I saw a tweet about this one. It was like this is supposed to be about like bowling or something, but then like it turned into like an isekai. Maybe. I don't actually know. Mono, this one. Oh yeah, that. Okay, yeah, I've seen the one with the eyebrow one. Everyone has like huge eyebrows. This one, that one. Oh, this one doesn't. That one maybe. They all have eyebrows that are huge. It's a lot of stuff. They have an Osamatsu-san 4. Are people still watching this? I feel like I haven't heard anyone talk about Osamatsu-san in like at least 5 years. Also, does anyone do this? You just like if you've copied something, you just like instinctively select like one character and press Control C just to clear your I can't talk. Clear your clipboard. I'm always doing this. I'm always like, oh, I have something copied. Let me just copy this 5 for no reason. Classic thing. And I can never just do it once. I always press Control C at least like 3 times just to make sure that it's really there. Even though I don't really need to, right? Exactly. You can't trust the keyboard sometimes. It's gotta be, yeah, minimum 3. What are any of these? I didn't even know about any of these. Well, anyway, there's a lot of stuff airing. I don't think I will ever watch. Realistically, I probably won't watch any of these. But that's cool. Look at this though, fishing, it works. Very cool. Okay, let's commit this. Git status. Git add scenes. I don't think this season has a lot of interesting stuff. But what about Chibi Godzilla no Gyakushu 3? What about that one, huh? What about Oh yeah, wasn't I saw some clips of this one. And of Green Gables. I have one more thing to finish last season. Shoshimin series. I've never heard of it. I just don't know. I'm like so far out of the world of anime. I've just been watching VTubers and non-VTuber streamers. Horse game, gotcha. What more could you even want? That's it. It's literally everything. Okay. Commit this. It's going to be git commit add background. Hold on. What did I commit last time? Add background sky, mountain, clouds. I do like watching VTubers, but recently I've been craving something more static and produced. And then I remember I can watch anime. Yo, what if they had VTubers, but it was like scripted? Scripted VTubers. I'm just reading from a script. It's pre-recorded. Called like a VTuber podcast, but it was like written by writers. Oh shoot, wait, I didn't consider this. Oh no, that means the player should also be behind the foreground layer. Is that true? Is this true? Okay, this feels weird though. Doesn't this feel weird? Because like if I had like a texture above it, I feel like you would want to see the character like above, right? This seems weird. I should float. Possibly true. See that coyote time? Look at that coyote time right there. Oop. But even if I did float though, you would see if I was like not above the layer, you would still see this though, right? Oh, do I want to have, what's it called? Y clipping, whatever. Wait, no, but then it would also apply on the right side. Which I don't. How do games get around this? Do they not get around this? If like you're in the water, do they just not do this? Do they simply just obscure you from here? Is anyone aware? Like this looks reasonable. Do you hear the rain outside? Like this seems weird. This is strange. But this is fine. This is really the double standard in society. The fact that this is fine, but this is not fine. It really says a lot about society. Whatever. No one even knows anymore. But anyway, doesn't this look cool? The one complaint though is that this texture is a bit boring, which is why maybe we have to implement the thing from Vacuous Sugar Quest, where we had the middle of this thing be replaced by another texture. That is in fact one way to do it. I could think about it. It looks so cool. Thank you. Also, I think Carabel, I think you were not here when I explained the beginning of this, but I did implement your water simulation thing I got rid of the existing water plugin, floatable body. I simply just added this thing. Got water damping and velocity. I didn't know what to name them. I think this was damping, this was stiffness, depth. And simply just add some acceleration, and then we use the depth. We have a raycast node that shows the depth for this specifically. That's the depth indicator. It casts a ray from above, and then it has a maximum depth of 20. Anything above 20 depth is considered the same as 20. And it works. Welcome, Tag Barrel. This is starting to look like a game. Yeah, it's impressive what you can do when you actually add graphics to it. Instead of fishing in a void, you can fish... Whoa, the thunder? Thunderstorm outside? Wait a second. Okay, but then the issue with the player being behind this thing is that now the fishing rod, the line is also behind this thing. But if we don't have it, then it doesn't even make sense. Assuming there's a game plan, I don't even really know what this game is going to be. Also, there's an issue there, is that if it gets stuck on something, it doesn't actually reel it all the way in. Also, it doesn't seem to stabilize ever, sometimes. I believe this one does eventually stabilize. But then when it's like against the wall, it keeps going. Maybe that's fine though. Maybe this is acceptable. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. Oh, well, what if I did this? I never tried this. Oh, wait, what the? Hey, wait, that's not supposed to happen. This is the issue with having physics-based games. That sometimes things just don't work. They're just not supposed to be doing this stuff. Welcome, Nanodan. No, no, no. It was working so well until I added any sort of complex geometry. Cool, it works fine when everything is flat, but as soon as I add anything, it stops. It simply just does not work. Also, wait, the physics indicator is actually inaccurate. It doesn't actually go all the way over there. You would think that it would go there, but it doesn't. Is that me lying to the player? It never actually goes there. I should put that in my to-do. I should fix it. To-do, fix, trajectory, line is often wrong. Also, this should not be happening. Whatever. It's fine. No one's gonna encounter these issues in real life. In the real game, it's never gonna happen. Alright, let's open up the dirt texture. Remember this from Vacuous Sugar Quest? Just copy the dirt. Right, this one was 32 by 32. 32 by 32 indexed. Welcome Infinite Zero. Yeah, reusing assets from previous games. Unheard of. It's actually crazy. Okay, this one's going to be background texture dot asprite. Call this one dirt. Dirt. All right, background texture. You got the import. Import this as texture split by layer. Re-import. All right. And then we gotta copy some stuff from the previous thing. The directory is still named Celeste, by the way. It's literally Celeste. Salmon Quest. It's not even gonna be on Steam. What was this one called? It was called what is it? Celeste slash what was the extension for shaders? Shader. Background.gd shader. Yes. Here it is. Okay, we're gonna copy this. We're gonna go to what am I doing? We're gonna go here, foreground. Celeste 3, it's real. It's literally real. Material. Okay, material, new shader material. Add a new shader script. New shader. Scenes slash background dot gd shader. Background.gd shader. And then create. And then you go to the shader editor. You gotta open this one and paste it. And now we have 3 parameters. I'm going to replace the red with this background texture. Texture dimension 32, 32. That's good. Did I even use this anywhere? Mix color? I didn't even use it. This is not even being used anywhere. I don't think I actually used that in Vacuous Sugar Quest. I did at some point, but I never actually got around to it. Okay. We have to change all these colors to not actually use the darkest red. Actually, I could just copy this one. Copy this, paste it there. They don't have the brightest color. This is going to be the brightest red. You have to click on this thing. And then change this to the brightest red you will ever see. And then delete this. And then when you go back to this thing, you gotta auto import, right? How do you import this thing? You go back here and then re-import. No, that's the wrong thing. What was it? It was actually tiles. It is not working. Why is it not working? Tile set. It is not red for some reason. Why is it not red? Tiles.asprite. It should be red, but it's not. Why is that? I think it's because I saved it as a texture, as a resource, right? Is that it? Tile shape. If I go to tile set, you know, tiles.asprite. what happened? Tiles. What? Do I have copy? Maybe copy this one? What am I doing? Why does this not work? Does anyone even know? What if I reload the project? Have you considered perhaps reloading a project? That doesn't work. It just doesn't work. What am I doing differently for this one? It used to automatically update. Now it doesn't. Let's see. Tiles.asprite. Import. First frame only. Exclude layers. Sheet type packed. Re-import. It is not being re-imported though. Have I changed anything? I've added the shader material. Foreground texture. Okay, this was just me adding this thing right here. But then the actual texture itself was not updated. But why? Is it because tiles.tress is not pointing to the right thing? Is that perhaps I have to go here? Manage tile proxies. Tile map. Tile set is here. But why is it not updated? Re-import. Texture. What if I re-put this here? Texture. What if I clear it? And then I put it back. No. What if I undid that? Welcome, Yurga. What the? Okay, what if I change it to be blue? What if I change it to be to have some stuff right here? It doesn't work. What if I change this to be this? What? On track. Wait, is this untracked? Did I not track scene? Wait, hold on. It was definitely that, right? Get status. It was there. Why is this not tracked anymore? Scene slash tiles. Oh, is this the... Oh, because I moved... This is not even the right thing. It's because I moved it after... That's why. It should actually be... this. This should actually be saved as this file. But then I should also delete these. Oh, that's what it is. Import as asprite texture of negative 20. Imported resources currently loaded. That's fine. It's actually... Oh, shoot. It's good now. It's actually working. That's pretty cool. Looking pretty good. Alright, so we got something. Something is working. Possibly. Did I implement a squish animation? Yes. I'm surprised you noticed. There's like one frame Actually, no, it's pretty easy to notice. It might even be 2 frames. Where the player is actually squished. Alright, I'm gonna drink water. It is, in fact, 7 p.m. Alright. I have done it. I've successfully hydrated. What if we had multiple levels of water? Have we even considered the possibility? What's a 7 p.m. motivational note? What do you mean? There's no motivation. You just do it because you have to. Because it's required by law to hydrate. Okay, we got this. Whoops. And this. Whoa, multi-level water. It's crazy. Look at that. Why is this thing floating so much? Why is it doing that? Should not be doing that. What if we did this? It doesn't make sense. What if we lowered thing? Putting my bet on you having one of those bottles with hourly marks? No, I just do it for the love of the game. You think I need like a bottle that tells me when to drink? Nah, man. I'm simply built different. I'm just out here drinking water. Because it's cool. Oh no, I've fallen. We can't possibly get back up. Help! He's gonna drown! No, he's gonna drown. He's dead. He's gonna die. Ooh, what if we casted this up there? What the heck? You see that? What was that? It doesn't even go all the way up there. It's pretty close though. It was pretty close. Oh shoot. Whoa, dude. Alright, what if we had more thing? Hold on, I should commit this first though. I got background texture. Git add scenes / background. Add dirt texture and shader. He's not even swimming. He literally can't swim, just like in real life. Okay, what I was gonna do is, what if we go back here, we go back to the rope, we debug rope, and then you go back here, you go to player state, you change the rope segments. Rope segment length, instead of 5, what if it was 2? What if we had so many rope segments everywhere? The length of each segment is literally always there. He uses git from the command line, of course. Imagine not doing that. So why does it not go? It gets stuck between the walls. Literally can't even figure out how to do this. What if it was like 1? Rope segment length 1. Whoa, whoa, look at all those segments. It looks a bit chaotic. It still doesn't handle this? That's actually surprising to me. I thought it would have been able to handle this. It's also bugged. It also just doesn't work. Should I remove the rope, physically accurate rope simulation? I mean, it's not even always physically correct. What if I wrote my own thing? I don't know. How would I even write it though? How do I really think that I could make something better than this though? Like, it is pretty complicated. Oh wait, is that because I set it to 1 instead of 1.0? Hold on. I set it to an integer instead of a float? Hold on. Colliding physics get pretty complicated? It sure does. Okay, that didn't make a difference. Never mind. Man. Why did I do this? Why did I spend all this time doing this stuff? It doesn't even work half the time. What is bro doing? I mean, but the times that it does work, it looks pretty good though. Wait, look at that. That looks good. That doesn't look good. Yeah, when everything is flat. What if I just make the environment really boring? Just have it be entirely flat ground. I mean, my entire thing that I started this off with was that he would be on a boat in the lake, which would, in fact, have simplified this a lot. I would not have needed physically accurate rope simulation. We didn't need land at all. I don't know. No one really even knows, though. It just doesn't make sense. What am I doing? It is satisfying though. When it works sometimes. When it's on land, it works pretty nice. Like, look at this. Okay, ignore the part where where it just disappears. Like, you know, it kind of works. Look at this. That's not what you want. But the other stuff, though. Also, when you cast it directly against the wall, strange things happen sometimes. Sometimes. It's literally off the screen right now. Well, what do I want to do though? I don't even know. It's so complicated. Why did I lengthen the scope of this game to be this? What am I doing? I still don't even know what kind of game it's going to be though. Do physics of the rope break when the bobber hits the water? No, I simply divide the length. Wait, is that, maybe that's what it is. When the bobber hits the water, that's when I halve the number of points on the rope, because otherwise there's too much slack. Right, I think I do times 0.5 or times 0.6. Wait, is that what I do? What do I set this at? It's equal to, yes, I multiply by 0.5. What if I don't do that? Oh, is that why that thing is broken? Wait a second. No, never mind, it still breaks. Actually, maybe it's fine. If I cast it really far, I guess that's fine. I think it was an issue when things were level, because like I had an issue where like if I had too many points on the rope, it would go straight down and then it would start going to the right. Okay, what if I remove what if I were to remove this and also this, and then I was here and I do this. Actually, okay, I guess maybe it's fine if it only looked weird when I didn't have the line floating to the top physics. Because then it would go straight down and then this way. Actually, no, it is still kind of like that. Like, ideally, it would be like this, right? Sometimes if you have too much slack on the rope, it goes like that, but maybe that's fine. Perhaps that is actually fine. Now, if I put back the thing that halves it, I think it has a bit more of a curve. Actually, no, maybe not. Maybe I was mistaken. What if this was like times 0.2? Wait, it looks the same. What am I doing? Waiting for bobber to land. This thing is there. Oh, I don't have the segments. I do. Wait, I do, because changing the rope length to be half will also have the segments as well. Unless it doesn't. What if I put this here? What if I did this? Is this even doing anything? If I set this to 0? Okay, it does do something. But why is this not setting it to a very small number of points? Rope length times equal 0.1. But if I did this, it would. What the heck? Wait, but now it works? What? What the? Sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't. Welcome, Props on Jack. Wait, but then why is that happening? If bobber is in water, then you do this. Also, yes, I know this is broken. I need to apply physics even when casting. The casting state. Where do I apply gravity? Player.apply gravity and move and slide. Casting. Alright, so in the casting state, you should always apply gravity. Okay, so it has been applied. Sure. I should remove this. This was not there before. What was it? What did I add? Player rope num segments. Ah yes, this thing. And then what? Okay, we had the tile map stuff. Apply gravity even when casting. We don't need even. Apply gravity when casting. Apply gravity to player when casting. Okay. Reload from disk. Well, we have some things. Okay, what if I look up how to add water splashing? I did remember seeing a video at some point. You could apply a shader to do it. Godot water splash. Godot water splash. GD script. 2D water node in pure GD script. Simulate water like a small river or a pond. Give it a texture. Number of tiles, damping, tension. No, I just want it to be graphical. This was also, okay, this was 5 years ago. Godot water, is this it? Is this the video? No, that is not the video. Godot water splash. I remember there was a video somewhere. Oh, it was this one. How to make water with dynamic waves. Doesn't that look cool? What if I had that in my game? Alright, how did they do this? Spring array. Hold on. So you would have a spring with Hooke's law. A spring array. Draw polygon. We'd set the spring separation. Okay, then zoom in through that script. Springs.size. They blurred it. 320. Skip to 320 if you want to. What is he saying? First of all, how does it work? Spring modeling. You have simple spring, which is being applied. I'm gonna go to 2x speed because that's what I do when I watch videos. Target height. Hooke's law, of course. Target height. Loss.jpg. Okay. And then it tries to stop at the position. The wall sub is gone. What the heck? That's crazy. Hook's Law. Hook, that's the guy from Peter Pan. That's the guy with the hand. That is the hook. Okay, draw polygon. Implement in Godot. Water tutorial. Car door man hook hand. So true, so true. They're always saying that, man. Okay, water spring. That's where they get the high quality water from. The water spring. Spring's current velocity, force being applied to the spring. Natural position of the spring. Water update. Spring constant. Spring's current extension. Hook's Law. X's height. That's kind of confusing though. To mix X that has position with X as in the height of the spring. Oh, I didn't call it like height. Why call it X? Why not give these names, huh? var d equals 0.03. What are they doing? Why didn't they call it Y? Because Y is different though. Y would be like your absolute position. Sometimes. Because they already have position. They should call it something else. Thank you, Hamflow, for 37 months. That's crazy. The spring array. They're a mathematician, not a programmer. They appear to be programming. They appear to be doing a lot of programming. Okay, they got height. Oh, they called it height. Did they change it to be height? Height. Oh, but you have to like set the height of the water manually. Do I want to do that? I don't really want to do that. I mean, I could have it be calculated by the thing. Oh no, that's okay. No, that's just difference from its resting position, which will by default be 0. Left deltas, right deltas. Messed up that the guy who invented springs is named Hooked. Hooked? Why did I say hooked? Hook? Why is that messed up? Why would that be messed up? John Hook. Steve. I'm not actually paying attention to the video. Okay, they're looping through every spring in the array. And then they are adjusting left and right. Welcome El Vicenzo. Does anyone know how to check if a static body was collided with? If a static body was collided with? What I've done is I've added an area 2D to that static body. No, actually no. It would not be in a signal. You would be in the thing where you do move and collide. Oh wait, no, I guess that thing would not be moving or colliding. It depends. You could have it so that the thing that's colliding with it has a signal. That thing has like an on-body entered. But as for the static body itself, I don't know. There's probably some way to do it. Probably something out there. But I don't know. Sorry, what are they doing here? Hold on. They're going through each spring. You should just add an area 2D. Yeah, that's what I did. In my previous game, when I wanted to check that something was next to the static body, I just had like an area 2D that was like 1 pixel wider than the actual body itself. And that kind of worked okay, but it's probably a better way to do it. Okay, so you set the distance between springs. The spring node. Do they have the code on GitHub? Can I just copy the code? Import links. Game developing article I based this system on. Link to the demo. Okay, let's go. That was pretty nice. I would like to see this for myself. They have music. They have music. Oh, that's so loud. I don't know if this is content ID matchable. Maybe I shouldn't be playing the music. Okay, so they have this thing. You have the spread. What does that do? I don't even. Oh, what the heck? You probably don't want. Okay, it's crashing. Like, okay, there's issues sometimes if you make the spread too much. Is that simply it may crash your browser? I didn't think about this. I have not considered this. Okay, what does this value do? D. This is the dampening. Okay, if you increase D, which is presumably dampening, it's less. But then if you increase it, it goes even more. And then K is the spring. This is Hooke's constant, right? This is the best water simulation I've seen since Half-Life 2. Is it though? Spring separation. Oh shoot. Surface tension. It looks good. Source code and tutorial soon. Are you sure? Where is the source code? They did the tutorial. But where is the... Wait, hold on. Link to demo and complete project with all files. I don't see... Is this... Oh, they got a RAR file? Do I want to download a RAR file? Water tutorial. Alright, where is their script? Scenes and waterspring.gd. I should probably extract this somewhere. Finite element, when they tend to infinity, you get reality. So true. There's so many things out there. Right, let's go to documents folder. When does Explorer have built-in RAR support? Does it? I don't know. Do I have... Is it because I have 7-zip installed? No, it opens with a Windows Explorer. They have RAR support built in. It's crazy. Okay, documents godot. Put this there, water tutorial. Closed out of this one. Alright, something.gd. Waterbody.gd. Water spring. Okay, there's quite a bit of stuff here. Alright, so water body, extend no 2D. You have an array of spring, a number of passes. Distance between springs. Oh, this is probably made for Godot 3, huh? This doesn't have the @export thing. They added RAR and 7-zip support in 2023. What the? Are they allowed to do? Isn't RAR like a proprietary format? Are they allowed to do that? In the official Windows thing? What the heck? Alright, Water body height. Distance between springs times spring number. Oh, sorry, it says length. I don't know why I read it as height. It might be because it ends with HT, which I typically associate it with height. Or GHT even, height. They bought the license, did they? That's crazy. Okay, so they load water spring. Oh, but they do set the body of the water depth, though. Do I need that? Is that it? What do they do with this? Another 2 points at the bottom of the poly. Okay, this is just for them drawing it. To close the water body. Is this what I want? Another 2 points at the bottom. It's got patented RAR. WinRAR. Pretty sure that WinRAR is its own thing. Alright, you got the position. You got the water polygon. They have a border. A border for the water. Border for the water. You have a collision shape of the water body area. And then the actual body area itself. Reference to the particle. Okay, we don't really need the particle stuff. Border width. We got the loop through all springs, makes an array with all springs, and initializes each one. Set collision width. Total length of the water body. It's kind of complicated. I would ideally like it to just work with me having to do minimal changes to my code. Why didn't they write this specifically with my code in mind? Can't believe this, man. This guy providing his source code for free from 4 years ago, and he didn't even think about me, a streamer who's going to implement this in his game. He should have predicted that I was going to do this. Okay, but then how do I do this, huh? I guess I could have a thing that it iterates through all the collisions in the water tile map. And then we can calculate the height based on that. Right, if I went here to visible collision shapes, we have this thing. We could iterate through this and be like, okay, this thing's got a height of this thing. And then I go in here and then I instantiate this thing with like the height as necessary. And then just copy the rest of this stuff. However, I do feel like this is something that would take me more than 30 minutes. Which is the length of my stream that I have left. Do I want to implement this right now? Or do I want to do something else? Or do I just want to drop this game? What if I simply drop this game? I know I spent the past month on this, but I still don't know what kind of game this is going to be. It's also quite buggy. The physics interactions do not work so well sometimes. I could redo the whole thing. I don't know how. I could still making my loading screen, yes. Underwater golf game. What if I don't know. What if something? What if I made a game Okay, what if I do spend the rest of the stream trying to implement this? Surely it can't be that hard, right? Alright, let's add a script. This is going to be in the background. Hold on, it's going to be in the tiles. Welcome Saxton Hill. It's going to be in water.gd. Tiles? It's not really tiles. Alright, so then in the tile map layer, we have a ready function. We want to get collision shapes in tile map layer. Tile map layer collisions. How do I get that in code? I just check tile map layer. We have what does use kinematic bodies do? Collision shapes will be instantiated as kinematic bodies. This can be needed for moving tile map layer nodes, moving platforms. Tile set, tile map data, collision enabled. Get cell source ID. Where is this stuff? Set cell. You know, sometimes people just write the nicknames of people you know without trying to. No, you're gonna have to elaborate on this. How do they get the collisions? Oh wait, what if I just ran this in... this will not compile. What if I simply ran this? And then... and go to remote, and then I check the actual tile map. Wolf is when he's called Wolfie. When people predict that I'm called Wolfie. A friend of mine used to go by Glueless for a while. How did they choose that name? Did they lack glue? Were they simply unable? What if I put use kinematic bodies to true? What does that do? Let's say I go here and then I do this. I go to water. And then I set use kinematic bodies. Does that do anything? No. I don't understand. Oh wait, I didn't turn it. Wait, what did I do? Why was that not on? What if I tried that again, but it was actually turned on? It seems to have done nothing. I don't really know what that was for. I would assume that he tried to imply that he got no glue to munch or something. Oh, we gotta know. We don't even know the lore. We simply lack the knowledge thereof. I never asked. But now is the perfect time. If there was ever a time, it is now. Collision enabled tile map data. Is that what I want? Tile map data? Get tile map colliders. Tile map collider generator. Are these not built in? Does it not by default get the thing? Does tile map layer extend collision? No, it doesn't. What? Collision. Is this itself is a collidable body? Okay, this may be more complex than I thought. It's 1 a.m. Yeah, but you could ask them tomorrow. Navigation enabled. Tile. What if it's what is in this data? Tile map data. Raw map data as a byte array. I don't know if it's possible. They had a thing for like RID, right? RID? Where's that one? Returns coordinates of the tile for given physics body RID. Can be retrieved when colliding with the tile. But I wanted this to be something where I didn't already know the tile. Messed up the Discord, can't let you schedule messages. It's actually surprising to me as well. I've never had to use it, but I could imagine it being very useful because you know, people do use it. They do use it on Slack. Sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and it'll say, I'll get like a DM on Slack at 9 a.m. from someone who's West Coast. It's like they're not awake at 9 a.m. And then it says parentheses scheduled. Hey, I was wondering about blah blah blah. I was like, oh, okay, I see. They didn't send it overnight because they assumed that I would be bothered by them sending it overnight. But I wouldn't be bothered because I have messages muted after a certain time. Okay, how does this work? Map pattern, map to local, notify runtime tile data update. Set cell. Well, I think that's all I'm gonna do for this project today. But maybe I'll try in the next 10 minutes to learn how to use Kenny assets in preparation for the game jam. Because they do have some things here. Various things that are UI related that I haven't really done much with. I could learn how to like get these working. Things like this. I know they have stuff built in. What if I started a new project? Go to project list. What if, yeah, I could make an entire game in 15 minutes. I did that. Remember when I did that? Remember when I made this game? What is this one? Remember? Wait, this is the wrong thing. Hold on. Where is fishing? Yes. Remember this one? How do I forgot how to use Pico 8. How do I run this thing? How do I Pico 8? How to run? It's been so long. How do you actually run the thing? It's not enter. Control R? Oh, there it is. Remember when I made this? This is literally better than my Godot thing that I've been spending forever on. Remember this? Oh shoot, look at that, the fish is moving and biting. Oh. But it broke. It broke though. The fish is actually not going back up. Gaming. I should make more Pico 8 games. Wouldn't that be cool? Pico 8's pretty nice. Okay, we're gonna look into UI stuff. How do I even use this, man? Like, this looks really nice. Look at these things, huh? Doesn't that look like a nice menu to you? Looks pretty good. What was this example? What was this? What is this thing? Is it even loading? It's the Godot game. Oh, this was the 3D thing, right? Yeah, okay, this was this was my first Godot project. I forgot about this. Do you all remember this thing? Remember this? Wow. I remember this. Remember when I said I would make this my loading screen? And I didn't. We modeled this entire thing and did nothing with it. Good times, good times. Let's make a new project. This will be Kenny example. Documents, it's going to be in the Godot directory. Create. Lua is the ultimate gaming language. That's Roblox. That's what they made Roblox in. Is there anything built in? Do they have built-in Kenny UI? Kenny Assets Helper? Kenny input prompts. Pre-package input prompts. Okay. Kenny UI audio. Kenny particle pack. Okay, maybe we gotta do this ourselves. Go here, you create a new folder for UI. And then you gotta download some of this stuff. Alright, which one do I want to try using? Let's try figuring out what about these ones? This one versus this one. Okay, it appears this one is for pixels and this one is for higher resolution things. I don't know which one I want to use. What if we try this one? Fantasy UI borders. Download, consider making a donation? Sure, maybe some other time. PNG. Default. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. Border, what the what is this? Border? Oh, they have them all split out. I have to decide which one I want. If something is in a zip file, you can't like go through the files with the arrow keys. Isn't there like a file browser thing? Where you could be like, I want to go to the next one. You have to manually click every one. Are you for real? Are they for real, guys? Are they even real right now? Unbelievable. Divider, panel. Let me see. Man. It's kind of annoying. Alright, let's look at what about this one? What about this one, huh? How about this one? The Pixel Adventure. Tiles. Oh, they had tile sheets. What is it? Small tiles? Oh, there's too much. There's too many options. Thin outline. Oh, I see. Tile map packed. Okay, what if I copied this and then I went to the other directory, canny example, UI, tile map packed.png. Okay, and then I create a new user interface. You add a 9 patch rect. And then this is where you set the texture. You simply copy this thing in. Okay, but then you gotta adjust it. You have to set specifically the region. Is there a way to... Okay, you can edit region. Look at this, they thought of everything. We have to set the default linear filter to be nearest. And then this one, edit region. Okay. You gotta choose which one you want. Snap mode, pixel snap. Actually, grid snap. Grid size is going to be, is that 8 pixels? That appears to be 8 pixels, maybe. Is that 8 pixels? I don't know. Yes, they have this stuff. Wait, is it 8 pixels? What is it? 500? No, I gotta know the actual resolution. 8 pixels? Is this perhaps not 8 pixels? Is this like... What is the 9 patch rect here? This is 1, 2... That's 4 pixels by 4 pixels. I see. And then you gotta choose the one that's relevant. In which case it may be this one. Okay, I have set the region. Okay, so now when you set a thing, you can... It's not working. Draw center. Patch region. What? How do I do this? How do I do things? Grid snap. Patch okay, it's patch margin. Patch margin left, it's all 4, I believe. And then the inside, it has to be... Now why does the middle have a grid like that? The middle should not be stretched. Horizontal tile. Vertical tile. Okay, we have part of a UI. What if instead of doing that one, I did this one? Okay, that's how you do a 9 patch rect. Note as you change the resolution, it stretches things as necessary. What if we used this one instead? Oh, look at that. What if you used a different one? What if you used this one? Does that even work? How does this even work? You would need to set the top to be a different size. It would have to be like, I think 4 is fine for this. Top would need to be like 8. Bottom would need to be 8. That doesn't work. What do I do? No, top would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'd be 6 and 6. Sorry, bottom might not be 6. Bottom is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 6. Oh, but then you need to set left to 16 and right as 16. And then bottom should actually be 8. Oh shoot, look, you can dynamically make a banner with the simple 9-patch rect. It's actually that easy. It's literally so easy, anyone could do it. And then you add a text label, a regular old label. You gotta have that in the middle, in the center, but it's gotta be in the center of this thing. And then you say, hello, it's me, it's not working. To maximize it. How do I make this thing in the middle? Is that a thing? Do I need to like manually add the padding around it? Layout. Custom minimum width. Label. Okay, what if we centered it? Hello, it's me. This is some text. Horizontal line, center. Vertical line, center. And then you take this one, you move it down, and then you can also move this one down. Whoa. Amazing. Oops. You must also extend it. Alright, look at that. I guess we're done. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Good stream. I still don't know what I'm doing with the fishing game. Maybe I will never know. That's my favorite horse. I don't know, actually. I have no idea. But that's gonna be it. Also, welcome Deep Freeze, and goodbye. Alright, what? Okay, for some reason that did not load, but now it did. Ooh, it's National Mac and Cheese Day. Yeah, that's pretty cool. An International Non-Binary Peoples Day. National Be Nice to Bugs Day. Nude Day. Shark Awareness Day. Let's do... Do I know any bugs that I know are streaming? I'm checking my list. I don't think so. I guess it'll be Mac and Cheese Day. National Mac and Cheese Day raid. Is there a mac and cheese emote? There's probably like... Hold on. Mac and cheese emoji. No, there is cheese and there's pasta. That's not the same. Alright, who do I raid? I'm checking twitch.tv. What about software and game dev? Is there anyone doing software and game dev that I want to raid? Let's see. Oh, this Wolfie guy is streaming. Wolfie's there. No, I think I will raid someone else. Someone that I know that is perhaps not doing game dev. And that person is going to be... I don't know. It's like a lot of people that are streaming. Let's just raid Chocojax. She's drawing Oguri Cap from Uma Musume. Tape measure that you can do whatever you want. Feel free. Anyway, that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching. I'll be back on Wednesday with probably some web fishing. And then Friday, perhaps Game Jam. If I can think of an idea. Or what if I do brainstorming on the stream? If I can't think of a game idea, I will simply steal ideas from you all in chat. And then take credit for everything if the game wins, which it probably won't. Also, welcome Denchi. Good times. And then Saturday, if I'm motivated to work on the game jam, I'll be doing that instead of Variety Saturday. But if I don't have an idea, we will do Variety Saturday as usual. But we will find out on Friday. And now I'm gonna sit here for several seconds and wait for that raid to go. Good times out here. Just waiting. Waiting for things. Raid's going. I will see you next time. Goodbye.